こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、川崎フロンターレの高井幸大に関する動画です。特に噂にもニュースにもなかった中、急転直下のように、トッテナムホットスパーへの移籍が決まったという報道がされました。誰もが寝耳に水だったようで、現地のスパーズファンもこぞって高井の話をしています。今回は、スパーズファンのチャンネルである、WeAreTottenhamTV から、この移籍の話について話しています。高井のことを全く知らない中で、できる限りの情報を集めたものの、守備も、安定性も、パスの正確性も、ロングパスも、ボールの扱いも良く、身長も高く、ヘディングも1対1も強いといい、欠点が見つからなかったと話します。パオロ・マルディーニのようになるのか、ファンダイクのようになるのか、高井幸大に高いポテンシャルを感じていますが、実際にどのように話しているのか、チェックしてみましょ
う。What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for some breaking news for you today. Tottenham looks like they have made a signing at centre-back. He goes by the name of Kota Takai, or better known as Kota Takini. Takini.
Takini.
The Japanese version of Paolo Maldini is what I'm hearing. Right-footed centre-back. And yeah, he's got all the kind of attributes that you want in a centre-back, I'm hearing, because about 5 minutes ago, I'd never heard of him, to be honest. I was doing the best Danny Rose impression I could do, Googling, searching through the depths of Google to find everything I can find out about this guy. But the Japanese source broke it to us first. They said Tottenham have agreed a $5 million deal with Kawasaki Frontale for a 20-year-old Japanese international centre-back, Kota Takai. It'll be the largest transfer fee ever received for a Japanese player from the J-League. Then we got the Here We Gold, Alistair Gold. Spurs have agreed a $5 million deal for a 20-year-old Japanese international centre-back, Kota Takai. He is expected to be part of the first-team squad. Takai was identified by Spurs technical director Johan Langer and his squad and his staff as being able to step into the Premier League, following in the footsteps of other young signings at the club in recent years, such as Lucas Bergvall, Pape Matar and Destiny Udogie, with the signing given the green light by Thomas Frank. Luca Bendoni says that Takai will sign a 5-year contract with Tottenham. The deal should include an option of a further year, $5 million transfer fee, plus a 10% sell-on clause. Ryan Taylor said he did have offers from Germany and Italy, but only wanted to join Spurs. And then finally, Romano with the tap in, giving us the here we go. Kota Takai is fully coys right now.
Unbelievable. One that Johan Lang has definitely been working in the shadows, keeping this one under wraps. And bam, with a here we go within the hour of the first link, which is incredible news in how we do business. Yeah, obviously it's taken everyone by surprise and everyone's frantically searching and looking for who this guy is. And look, let's be honest, we don't watch the J-League very often or ever. And this is taken everyone, hit everyone for six, I think it's fair to say, in terms of who this guy is. A 20-year-old centre-back. I've been looking into him a bit. 6'4", so he's a bit of a unit when it comes. And I think he scored 3 goals this season. I've looked at a few of them and very big headers from corners, so clearly a big threat from set pieces. Obviously has one of the best passing stats, I think, in the J-League. But it's a 20-year-old from the J-League, and the reality is, this is not me saying he's a bad player or me saying that it's not a good signing or me writing him off. But at the end of the day, we have Vuskovic, we have Phillips, we have Danso, we have Dragoshin, all very young centre-backs. Obviously, we have Romero, we have Van de Ven, who are our starting choice. Was signing a young centre-back high on the priority of many people's lists in the transfer window this season? Probably not. Now, Ali Gold says he's going to be part of the first team. We've signed a $5 million, so very cheap deal. And clearly, we think there's a lot of value there. Clearly, we think this is a guy who is going to exponentially increase in value. And when Thomas Frank gets his hands on him, and this is going to be a very good signing for us. And it's maybe it's data signing. His data seems very strong. And maybe this is a guy we've got him under the radar and we're just smarter than everyone else. As Poch used to say, we like to be smarter than everyone else. But I'm just hoping it's not a Romero replacement. That's all I'm going to say, I guess, on that matter. But look, welcome him to the club. Hopefully he's good. But I really hope he's not here to replace Romero.
You better bloody hope so, mate. You better bloody hope so. But yeah, I mean, he does seem like a decent player, man. 20 years old. From what I've read about him, you know, good sense of danger and excels at anticipating and intercepting passes. Very much a front foot and aggressive defender with really good positioning, and a very fast defender as well, who is very good in one-on-one situations and in the air. And he's also got a lot of technical ability, really good with the ball at his feet. So, I mean, when you read about him, it's hard to think about a flaw that he has.
Yeah, I'm sure he's good at everything, and I'm sure he's the next coming of Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Takai, we're going to start calling him, I'm sure. But look, I'm sure this is a good, talented player. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that he is a good player. I'm sure they've done their research and they've done the scouting. And I bet you, I'm sure he's good. But we have Vuskovic and we have Phillips and even Dorrington. So what are they thinking right now in terms of we're signing this guy for 5 million, putting him straight in the first team when he's only had J-League experience, where Vuskovic is playing a whole season in Belgium and he's had very good season and everyone's raving about him. Phillips has just had 2 seasons in the Championship, playing very, very well. But maybe they've run the data and done the scouting and looked into all 3 of them. And they thought, even though, I don't know where the J-League ranks, to be fair, when it comes to comparing it to the Championship and the Belgian leagues. But I'd be surprised if the J-League's ranked higher than the Championship. Maybe it is the Belgian league, I don't know. But maybe they've looked at all their performance and think this guy currently is performing at a high level. But even so, we still have Vuskovic and Phillips. They can develop. Was there any reason why giving those 2 a chance is a better option than signing this guy for 5 million? Again, not saying he's a bad player.
Also a Japanese international, and Japan are a decent side.
Okay, that's fine. And you could say Vuskovic is a Croatian international. You know what I mean?
He's had like a few minutes.
This guy's had 4 caps. It's not exactly a stalwart, is he?
A few minutes. He's
okay,
had 4
but
minutes.
It's not far off. It's not far off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's had 1 cap, and I don't know, did this guy start all 4 games? I haven't looked into it. Again, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm sure this is a top talent, and I welcome him to the club. I'm hoping this guy is going to be, you know, the next big thing. Don't get me wrong. And I'm hoping this guy's going to be good. And by all accounts, he looks like a good player. I'm just here looking from the point of view of a fan, looking at the situation overall. And we've got 2 top talents at centre-back in Phillips and Vuskovic, who have both been playing regular football over the last 2 years. So why aren't they the ones getting the opportunity? Why have we decided to sign him for 5 million from the J-League instead of giving the likes of Vuskovic and Phillips a chance? If we were looking to give someone of his age, he's only 20, so he's only a year older than Phillips, maybe, and a couple of years older than Vuskovic. He's so similar age range. It's not like he's way more experienced. Why are we more willing to give him that chance, the opportunity in the first team, which Ali Gold is saying he's going to be in the first team, rather than give Vuskovic and Phillips, and maybe we can kind of spend the money. I guess 5 million is not a lot, but maybe we can use the squad space in other areas. If we're thinking Vuskovic and Phillips aren't ready and they need to go on another loan, and this guy is ready, and he isn't going to replace Romero, okay, that I'm willing to. Look, I'm willing to accept it either way. Obviously, what am I going to do? But obviously, I'm happy. I'm fine with it. It's just it doesn't seem necessary right now to be signing a young centre back for the first team when we have 2 top talents. That's my only point.
It's absolutely perplexing. It really is. I was just trying to hype everyone up before for getting a new signing. Frank's first signing through the door, but no. Truth be told, it's an absolutely perplexing signing. Even though we just heard this morning that Frank really likes Phillips and he's going to give Phillips a go and wants Phillips part of the first team. Well, that's been all put to bed now this evening. Like, we ain't bringing this guy in, and we can't have him and Phillips part of the squad next season just due to the numbers. So that means Phillips is going to go back out on loan. Vuskovic, you know, I mean, from what I was told anyway, he's not completely ready for first team football anyway. So I fully expect him to go back out on loan next season anyway. But in terms of right centre back, if Romero is going to be here, we've got Romero, Danso, and Dragusin that all fill that role. So where's our left centre back cover? I know we got Ben Davis here, but we're stockpiling these right centre backs. We literally got so many of them on the books. I just don't
Unless this guy
understand
can
it.
also play. I know he's right-footed, but maybe he can also play that. I've seen a few clips. He seems to be in that position, but he does seem to be majority right centre back. But look, I have to say the clips are definitely encouraging. He seems to be a tall guy who's definitely a bit more nimble on his feet. He can get around the pitch. He doesn't seem to have be slow on the turn or anything. He seems to be really good at covering and clearly have quite a good passing range. But again, he's coming from the J League, so you know the Premier League's a massive step up. I know you said he's played at international level, fair enough, and that's a good level, but he's only played 4 games. And I don't know how well he played in those games, but, you know, those 4 games at international level are enough to convince you he's ready for the Premier League. Clearly, they've done their research and they've decided he is, so fair enough.
I bet you they decided on this when Ange was at the club.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like an Ange signing. I thought it was destined for someone like Ange to sign a player from the J League, and that never happened. But look, we were wondering if there were going to be some regens under Thomas Frank. I was telling you, I bet you we signed some regens, and here we are. Here's the first one.
Yeah,
an FM regen from the J League.
In terms of the 4 games he played for Japan, 2 90 minutes and 2 sub appearances, 2 90 minutes, 2 clean sheets. So look,
again against the same he played against.
Yeah, the 2 starts he played against Saudi Arabia and Indonesia. The 2 sub appearances were against China and Australia.
Right.
Saudi Arabia beat Argentina.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Look, it's hard to talk about the signing too much because we literally know absolutely nothing about him. We've never seen him play. All we know is that on the metrics and in terms of what he's done in J League, it seems like a decent little pickup. And he's the first signing under Frank, and Frank's okayed it and given his seal of approval. So we got to back it and accept it, I guess. What more can we do?
We're not saying Tell's the first signing?
Well, I guess, but I mean,
well, it wasn't guaranteed we were going to sign him. It wasn't guaranteed we were going to sign Tell. Dance was an obligation before his time. It was not guaranteed we were going to sign him.
It wasn't, but it kind of was.
It wasn't. I don't think so. I don't think it was guaranteed.
I think a deal was always going to be done for Tell.
I would say Tell's the first signing.
The reason why they didn't say Tell's leaving the club when all the other loan players, they said they're leaving.
Well, yeah, because they were still negotiating a deal, but doesn't mean it was guaranteed.
Yeah, but as soon as they were negotiating it, Bayern wanted it to happen, we wanted it to happen, Tell wanted it to happen, it was always going to happen.
Yeah, but I'm sure Frank wanted it to happen as well.
Yeah. So we're going to say Tell.
次は解説です。今回はよく使える表現もあり、イギリス英語らしい表現もありましたので、量は多くはありませんが、本日の解説をチェックしてみましょう。
Keeping this one under wraps and bam with
under wraps は何かを包んで隠すというイメージのイディオムです。例えば、プレゼントを包むときに使うラッピングから連想されるように、まだ公にされていないや、秘密裏に進行しているといった意味で使われ、ビジネスやメディア、映画のプロジェクト、サプライズ企画などでもよく登場します。Keep it under wraps といえば、このことはまだ内緒にしておいて、というニュアンスになり、シンプルながらも非常に使い勝手の良い表現です。
Keeping this one under wraps and bam, we're keeping this one under wraps and bam, with and everyone's frantically searching and looking for who this guy is and
フランティカリは感情が強く動いている状態を表す副詞で、必死に、慌てて、狂ったようにといったニュアンスで動詞を強調します。例えば、サーチフランティカリなら焦って探す。ランフランティカリなら慌てて走るとなります。語源は取り乱したという意味のフランティックから来ており、パニックやアージェントのような状況とセットでよく使われます。日常会話でも映画やニュースでも登場頻度が高いので、ニュアンスと一緒に覚えておくと便利な単語です。
And everyone's frantically searching and looking for who this guy is, and everyone's frantically searching and looking for who this guy is, and this is taking everyone hit everyone for 6.
Hit someone for 6はイギリス英語でよく使われる表現で、 大きなショックを受けるや、予想外の出来事で打ちのめされるという意味があります。クリケットが由来の表現で、打者がボールを大きく打って6点を取るプレーから来ています。このプレーが強烈な一打であることから、衝撃を与える比喩として使われます。会話では、完全に驚かされたや、かなり動揺したという意味で使われるため、感情の動きを描写する際にとても便利な表現です。
And this is taken everyone here everyone for six. And this is taken everyone here everyone for six who is going to exponentially increase in value. And
エクスポネンシャリーは何かがものすごいスピードで増加、成長、変化していることを表すときに使います。特にグラフで言えば、直線ではなく、曲線を描いて上がっていくような変化の時に使われ、ビジネスでの売上、人口、感染者数などの変化を表す際によく登場します。語源は数学の指数という意味のエクスポネントから来ていて、急激な変化を強調したい時に便利な単語です。日常会話にも浸透してきているので、使えると知的な印象を与えることができます。
who is going to exponentially increase in value and who is going to exponentially increase in value. And
Truth be told, it's an absolutely perplexing signing.
パープレクシングは物事が非常に分かりにくい、または理解しづらくて混乱を招くときに使われる表現です。困惑させる、ややこしい、理解不能なといった意味合いを持ち、日常の問題からビジネスの難題まで幅広く使えます。例えば、意味不明な契約書、予測できない行動、混乱した状況などに対して使うことができます。コンフュージングよりもややフォーマルで知的な響きがあり、使いこなせると、英語力の印象がぐっと上がる表現の一つです。
Truth be told, it's an absolutely perplexing signing. Truth be told, it's an absolutely perplexing signing. Well, that's been all put to bed now this evening, like.
put to bed は文脈によって大きく意味が変わる熟語です。日常会話では子供を寝かしつけるという意味でよく使われますが、ビジネスや議論の文脈では問題を終わらせるや計画を仕上げるという意味で使われることが多くなっています。例えば、プロジェクトや論争が長引いているときに、もう終わらせようということで、解決や完了を強調することができます。実用性の高いイディオムなので、意味と用法をセットで覚えておくと便利です。
Well, that's been all put to bed now this evening, like. Well, that's been all put to bed now this evening, like.
いかがでしたか？急転直下のごとく、高井幸太の移籍が決まり、現地のファンも驚きながら、嬉しいといったリアクションですね。マティウス・テルに続き、今夏2人目の補強となるようで、待ちに待った補強でもあったようです。実際には、ファンデフェンとロメロという絶対的なセンターバックがいて、若手の選手も、同じポジションに少し溢れ気味のようですので、実際にはどういう意図で、どういう育成をしていくのかが、ファンも想像できない、といった感じでした。少なくともこの若手のセンターバックのうち数名がローンに出されるということであり、それが高井幸太である可能性もあると思いますが、現地のジャーナリストも、高井はファーストチームに入ること、つまりローンに出されない予定である、ということのようです。チャンピオンズリーグにも出るスパーズは、年間50試合から60試合にもなりうる試合数の中で、間違いなく出番はやってくると思いますし、敗戦の抜けたボーンマスや、リーズユナイテッドへのローン移籍など、あわよくば同じプレミアリーグの中での1年のローンもあれば、とても良いとも思ってしまいますが、プレシーズンを含めて、メンバー選考がされるものでしょう。いずれにしても、J リーグからプレミアリーグのビッグ6に直行したこの移籍は、驚き以外何者でもなかったと思いますし、もう期待と喜びが大きすぎて、待ちきれない思いです。まだまだ高いについて、現地のファンがリアクションしているものを扱いたいと思ってますので、飽きるようなことがあれば、いつでも教えてください。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。